Hey guys, Tony here, drinking the burbs. So I got a special video for you today. I actually recorded this video yesterday and the video somehow got corrupted. So here we are today. It's going to be a little less exciting because you're not going to get to see me freshly pop a couple of bottles that I freshly popped yesterday. However, we're going to redo this one take, no cuts, all the way through. Without further ado, let's get started. Bottles. The first bottle I have here is the Willett Family Estate Small Batch 3-Year Rye. I also got an Elmer T. Lee. Now this is a 2017. This is a 2015 or earlier. We don't have an exact date. There's no date stamp on the bottle, but based on the label on the back, it is a 2015 or earlier. The guy that I bought these from has worked in the liquor industry for quite some time. And so then the next two bottles that I have are a 2014 Old Rip Van Winkle and a 2015 Old Rip Van Winkle. Now, as you can see, this one got opened. As I said, I recorded this yesterday, and that bottle's already been opened. Anyway, so these are the 4 bottles that I got from him. I'm very happy to have these in my collection now. So one of the biggest reasons that I really wanted these bottles is Old Rip Van Winkle kind of fits a couple of different categories for me, right? Because it's an allocated, it's a high-end bourbon supposedly, and so I really wanted to find out. You know, some people are like, oh, it's not as good as they say, but they say that about Blanton's, they say that about Pappy. So you know, what's my opinion when I drink this? So I was happy to get a bottle from that standpoint. Fun fact, real quick, because I didn't know this, I figure there may be a few other people who don't know this. Pappy Van Winkle is not the reason that this is called Old Rip Van Winkle. Old Rip Van Winkle was actually being made before Pappy Van Winkle was involved with the distillery. It was made by the Stitzel or Weller distillery, but it predated Pappy Van Winkle. Old Rip Van Winkle is actually a children's tale, a really weird one, but a children's tale about a guy who drank too much liquor with some people one night and fell asleep for 20 years in the Catskills Mountains. And so this is an artist's rendition of what the Old Rip Van Winkle would have looked like when he woke up. Now, obviously, this is not aged 20 years, it's only 10 years, but still, kind of an interesting story. But in I believe it was right around 1972 is when they resurfaced this recipe, started making Old Rip Van Winkle again, and pulled it in as part of the Van Winkle family line of whiskeys. So one of the things that I looked for a lot online, what compares to Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year? And overwhelmingly, the response that most people gave was OWA. A couple of reasons that this bottle is recommended so highly in comparison to this bottle: 107 proof, 107 proof. Exact same mash bill used on both of these. This is aged 10 years, this is 6 to 8. So I kind of wanted to compare them and literally see what the comparison between these two bottles were. The thing is, these days, this bottle is $50, even at MSRP. This is 70. So I would expect to get a slightly better flavor profile out of this. But that's all I would really expect for an extra $20. But once again, I freshly popped both of these bottles yesterday, so you don't get to see me tear the foil off and cry a little bit. But hopefully we will still get a good bottle pop. And I will pour a little bit. And we'll talk about the tasting notes that I made yesterday because, like I said, I already did this tasting. So I'm going to go very light on these pours because there's a few other tests I want to do with this bottle and this bottle as well. So I'm just going to grab my notes from yesterday. Old Rip Van Winkle on the nose, I got burnt sugar, apple, cinnamon, fall spices, but also a heavy hit of ethanol. Like the alcohol hit on this was very, very powerful. Now, what I will say is today, that ethanol hit doesn't seem to be quite as hard. On OWA, I got brown sugar, cinnamon, wood, hay, and light spices. Now, this is what I'll tell you, is if you smell these back and forth, you literally feel like smelling the OWA is smelling this glass from further away. You're getting almost all the same notes, just ever so slightly muted in comparison to the Old Rip Van Winkle. On the palate though, this definitely comes across way, way more robust. The flavors are very, very much more potent. If the aroma was an indication, the flavor beats the aroma. So the OWA, yeah, again, I'm just getting like, I can taste the wood, I can taste the oak, I can taste like cinnamon toast, like a cinnamon bread or like a cinnamon crust of some sort. A little bit of fruit along the lines of like almost a cherry type flavor, something dark, like not a red bright cherry, but like a dark cherry. And then those fall spices. Now on this one, got the alcohol hit. This one, the apple and cinnamon flavor and the burned sugar flavor really meld to be very reminiscent of baked apples, like a bowl of baked apples that you would get from like a restaurant. But there's also some other like fall spicings. This bourbon just literally reminds me of fall, almost like you know, like that cinnamon potpourri stuff you put out in fall. That's what this reminds me of. So good. It really is so good. And now, so yesterday, same thing happened. I kind of wanted to taste them again just to kind of see. Otherwise, I would have just told you guys all about yesterday instead of pouring a little bit more. But this is a more powerful version of this, 100%. This is 6 to 8 years. This is 10. The wood is almost completely gone over here. I don't get the wood at all, but I get all those spices really heavy. The wood is still here. This tastes newer. Crisper, lighter, but still really good. I would not in any way, shape, or form say that either one of these bottles is a loser, but this one, it wins this matchup for me. My personal opinion, Old Rip Van Winkle wins this matchup. And I'm not the guy that likes to say I like the more expensive bottle. I'm usually the guy that goes in the opposite direction of that. I've got JTS Brown in my house, you know, I've got a $10 bottle of bourbon, but this is a good bourbon. This is a good bourbon. This is probably worth about $20 more than this with the flavor difference that you get. So Old Rip Van Winkle wins it for me. Now, there are other comparisons I want to do with this bottle. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to make another video, not right now, but on another time with my wife and maybe a couple of friends, where we are going to compare these 4 bourbons right here. Because when you look at comparable bourbons online, everybody says OWA. A few people said Weller Special Reserve, which didn't make a ton of sense to me because this is an even younger version than this. But then a lot of people also said Maker's Mark 46, and then some other people said Maker's Mark Cask Strength. And so I have a Maker's Mark 46 cask strength, which is the exact same mash bill as these three bourbons. So I thought, let's throw her in there. So we're gonna do a comparison between these with my wife. Then another video that I'm going to make really soon is going to be a battle of the 10-year-old bourbons, Eagle Rare, Russell's Reserve 10, and the McKenna 10. This one I'm gonna have to do blind, so my wife is gonna have to pour these, label the glasses, so that I can't know what they are. This is my favorite bourbon of all time. I have a feeling I'm gonna know this one instantly as soon as it touches my lips. I just recently did a comparison between these two bottles where I said I thought Russell's came out on top. And so I'm probably gonna be able to tell this one pretty easy too. So this is really where I think there might be a little competition. But the other thing that we're looking at here, if we do this, is MSRP only, $32, $37, $50, $70. Yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting flight. Like I said, I think these two I'm gonna pick out right off the bat. So these two are really gonna be the ones that maybe throw a wrench in there. But I have an idea too to do another flight involving ryes. But here's the problem. This is only a 3-year-old rye. So I have to find other stuff that's comparable to check it against. I'll figure out some kind of flight to do with this too and make a video out of that for you guys. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, turn the notification bell on. I'm hoping to start putting videos out about once a week. This is gonna be a spare time thing. I am going back into the full-time working world ASAP. I gotta start making some money and replenishing some of my bourbon supplies. These bottles really took a hit on my my bourbon finances. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Drink something good. Cheers.